Assalamu alaikum ji. Ji bacho, how are you guys?
Fine, alhamdulillah.
How was the weekend?
Very good.
Very good. Anything remarkable that made it very good?
8 hours.
8 hours of sleep? Wow, lucky you. Alright ji, let's get started by first trying to having a reflash of what we discussed during our last lecture. We tried to understand and indicate the various groups from which the entrepreneurs are being represented in the economy. We started by indicating towards the young entrepreneurs. उसमें क्या discussion की थी हम लोगों ने? Any examples? Event managers, food trucks are being done by young entrepreneurs. What else? Handicrafts. Online businesses is again a chunk which is very popular among young entrepreneurs. And when we are talking about micro businesses, even when you talk about the corporate businesses, we have got examples of Mark Zuckerberg and others that we discussed in detail. And even Steve Jobs is included in it, Bill Gates is included in it, that when they started off with their ventures, they started very small and they started when they were young. Then we moved ahead and came towards the women entrepreneur. There was one technical term that we discussed. Glass ceiling. Very good. And who is going to tell what glass ceiling is? Raise your hands.
So you are capable of going on the upper grade, but you are not being able to do that because men are priority.
Sorry?
So men are given priority to it.
There is an undeclared, unwritten policy to what grade particular groups are allowed to come up to. Alright, that is an issue that we later on discussed, that it is not faced by the women only, it is also faced by the minorities. So having skills, having experience, and having the ability, yet facing glass ceiling demotivates you. So at times, women are left with no choice but to turn to entrepreneurship where they can be their own bosses. Then we talked about minority entrepreneurs. Again, we tried to understand the concept by first evaluating that what kind of opportunities are actually available with the minorities, particularly in our country. No opportunity. If you see their representation in any educational institution, take any walk of life, very sorrowful scenario, very sorrowful scenario. And when you are not equipping, you are not educating the whole community with the very basics that we deem as essential for any career, they are left with not much choice. So what they tend to do is, so they gather little capital and they become traders and try to run whatever they can in their financial capacity. For instance, I know somebody, he's from Christian minority and he is a dealer of husk, rice husk. So I had earlier explained to you that during the milling season of rice, there are huge mountains that are created out of milling, and they are of husk. And you can see them on your way to Lahore. They are everywhere. Wherever there is a rice mill, you'll see the husk being gathered there. So he is basically a trader of that husk. So he will contact the rice mills and he would take or buy the truckloads of those husks, which he eventually sells to whom?
Dealers.
Which dealers? Dealer of what? Poultry farmers. Because poultry farmers use that husk as the bedding to keep the chicken warm. Alright? And that is easy to clean as well once that whole flock is over. Then we talked about immigrant entrepreneurs, and then we particularly identified the developed countries who are trying to map those areas in which they think that they will be deficient in the particular human resources. So with that anticipation, they try to figure out that from where they can get that human resource. They try to attract labor or the skillful human resources from all over the world, but they set certain criteria. Not everyone can go there. And that would include not only the basic education in that particular discipline, it would also require what?
Experience in language.
Experience and language. So with this combination, at least 5 years of experience. Now someone who has already been in his career for 5 years, he is almost entering his mid-career stage. So expecting that person to move to a new country and then achieve another or acquire another degree to get restarted with the same career, not everybody is comfortable with that. So what they tend to do is that whatever available resources they have and their experience, they tend to start their own businesses once they immigrate to the new countries. Part-time entrepreneurs, what was our tagline? Best of both worlds. So they enjoy jobs while working towards growing a business. So they will start small and they will keep nourishing it until they realize that it is strong enough to take care of the entrepreneur's need. And then, yes, the entrepreneur has got a choice as of he can leave the job and switch to the business in full-fledged form. Ji. Part-time entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs. There is a difference. Thing is, I would not consider anyone as entrepreneur. Remember, I gave you a gist of what that concept is? But unless that individual is giving idea to his employer, he's not an entrepreneur. The very basic definition of entrepreneur is that yes, he has to be creative, but he has to be the one who gives that creative output to his employer rather than using it himself.
It's not his own business.
So he's an entrepreneur plus an employee. He would be considered as an entrepreneur if he does not start his own business. Rather, he commits the same idea to his employer or the organization that he works for. Then we talked about home-based businesses, a very popular business. We also, they're called the cottage industry. Why is it popular?
Because you can conduct at home.
It's convenient. You need not to go out every day. Once you have got all the supplies, you can manage it. You can use local labor, which can come cheaper as compared to doing business in a bigger or larger city. Right? इसके अलावा जी, any other advantage of cost efficiency, rent की बचत हो जाती है आपकी. Very right. Good. Family businesses. So these would be the individuals who actually engage themselves in the businesses that are already being run by their families. And we took two extreme examples in it to understand the pros and cons. Pros wali example kaun si thi ji? Decent furnishers, third generation taking the business to new climaxes. And on the other hand, we took example of Climax Engineering, which was an amazing organization far ahead than the era that it was operating in, but the clashes between the family members actually led to its demise, and everybody took his capital out of the business rather than investing it in the business to glorify it. So ultimately, that firm was closed down. Corpreneurs, perfect recipe for divorce. Yeah. Yet a very popular model of business in agrarian societies as well as in developed societies. Again, some very similar advantages. You tend to save on the cost of labor. Rather than employing anyone else from outside, you use the resources that are readily available at your home. Example, ji, what?
The YouTubers, designers, basically home designers, they go to your house, they ask for a budget, whatever your budget is, they will redecorate your home for you.
Good.
And one designs it, and the other person basically is the handyman.
Okay. He executes that.
Yes.
So one uses his brain, the other uses his hands.
Yes.
Okay.
There is another example. It's Amy Baking Company. It has been shut down due to some reason, but there were two couples.
Two couples or two individuals?
Sorry, they were married couples.
Okay.
And the woman, she used to bake cakes and cook food, and the husband, he was on the counter.
Okay, good, good, good. Another important element of co-preneurs is complementary skills of both the individuals. Usually both of them carry different specializations. As is the case in the example that has been told, कि एक जो बंदा है, she is dedicated to baking and cooking while the sales side is being taken care of the other individual, that being the husband. Then we talked about corporate cast-offs. Everybody's smiling here now. Who are the corporate cast-offs?
Individuals which get fired by the organization
Due to economic recession. They are the individuals who do not leave the organizations voluntarily, rather due to distressful situations in the economy, and which is ultimately also faced by the organization. These would be the unfortunate individual who get fired by the organization. And the other concept, corporate dropouts. Who are they?
intentionally quit it.
They voluntarily quit the organization, and yes, if they do not get any other job, they have a choice to become an entrepreneur. All right? And because we already discussed that, that when the economy is slowing down, in that case, all of the businesses tend to squeeze their expenses. So there are high chances that if you get fired by one company, you won't be hired back by anyone else, because the others are also following the same approach. Okay, today we are going to discuss the the deadly mistakes that at times are committed by entrepreneurs, which can possibly cost them their businesses. Any idea, Ji? Any guesses? What are the terrible mistakes that...
Overconfident?
Overconfidence, yeah. How about translating that into execution?
Sir, mismanagement.
Mismanagement, good. What else?
Taking too many risks.
Taking too many risks, all right.
Calculated risks.
Investing in the absence of market demand.
Right. Wrong mapping of the market. The entrepreneur assumed that there was market, but it turns out that the market actually didn't exist.
So lack of innovation in their
Lack of innovation could be one reason. What else, Ji?
So infrastructure.
Infrastructure, explain that.
If you're running a restaurant and if the infrastructure is not very attractive, the people won't come to you.
Okay, now that would depend upon the target market that you are catering. So you have one segment who are after ambience, as of shashka hona chahiye in the place, and there is one huge segment who are just after flavor. Just offer them anything that is flavorful and offer them anywhere, and you'll find them already licking their fingers.
That fall in, like, if your restaurant isn't pretty enough, but the prices are very high, so you're not targeting that.
Wrong pricing could be one reason. You guys are silent, Ji. Mobile use हो रहा है, गपशप हो रही है.
Sir, competition of already other competition.
High competition. Okay.
But you're not like providing a different, like,
You are not providing a differentiated product. Okay. Now let's look into the real mistakes, which are actually very much correlated to what you guys have identified, and I'm sure we'll find some new points as well. Here's my mismanagement guy. Okay, Ji. First of all, management mistakes. Usually, it is assumed that anyone who has got huge bank balance is a smart person,
yes.
and he takes it by default that he can do anything. There is a saying in Punjabi, जिन्ना दे कार दाने, उन्ना दे कमले भी सियाने. यानी जिनके घर में दाने पूरे हों, तो उनके बेवकूफ भी अक्लमंद होते हैं. Right? So, Yeah, it may be a supposition or even
But it's the reality.
It's a reality?
Yes.
but it may not necessarily be applicable to all the situations. What happens is, being rich is one thing, but being able to get work done from others is altogether a different sphere.
Yes.
That's altogether a different set of expertise. Understanding the markets, again, something altogether different from having a solid bank balance. Ability to recognize people by their abilities. And having this ability that you appoint the right person for the right job at the right time. Not everyone is good at it. These are the things that we tend to take by default. कि जी इसी तरह ही होता है. Everybody is smart enough. Trust me, not everyone is good at management. I can tell you out of my experience, I've worked with various managers. So there were managers, I'm not going to name anyone. There were managers who would not have idea what they were doing. And there were managers who would not disturb you for, let's say, 2.5 months. But once they realized that they've got a task that you could do well, they would ask you to plug in. So this ability to have, to judge the people rightly and utilizing them at the right time is a blessing. It's a trait that not everyone has. So people tend to assume that they are good at management, which may not necessarily be the case. What is the second reason, Ji?
Lack of experience.
Lack of experience. Could this be a possible reason for failure?
Yes, sir.
How?
If they don't understand the market, they
So if you don't understand accounting and finance,
Mhm.
suppose, then you cannot, जो budget और profit होता है उसका किसी restaurant का आप उसे नहीं कर सकते. A company.
Let's assume that the Majid Cafe guy comes and he offers us his business. Should we take it?
Yes, sir.
No.
Do you know how to mix yesterday's food with today's?
So we should.
Do you know where he procures all the stuff, where he cooks? Are you, which kitchen, here or somewhere else?
We don't know exactly.
It's quite possible that he's actually running a hybrid business whereby it's part home-based, where whole cooking is done and the delivery is done here, and this is merely the dispensing area where they tend to sell food only rather than cooking it, apart from the parathas and burgers what they make on the spot. Lack of experience is a major cause of business failure. I'll move to the next point and then I'll give you an example. I hope that would actually clarify both the points. Third point is poor financial control. Lack of understanding of what finances are all about. What are your revenues? What are your profits? What are your cost structures? So if you do not understand them well, the probability is that you may not survive in that particular business. Either you may have lots of cash stuck in your bank, or you may be running out of cash because it's all stuck in other assets. Let me give you an example. One of my cousins, I met him once and asked him that what was he up to then, and he told me that he is planning to come into poultry business, whereby he will go for the broiler poultry farms and raise the chicken for 40 days and sell them in the market. And I was impressed. He has got around 25 to 30 acres of land, and this project, according to his estimates, would cost him around 3 million. I asked him that, how much experience do you have in this business? And you know what his reply was? My friend is doing this business and he's doing very well. Right? So he was assuming that since his friend was doing well, he can do well as well. Sorry? मैं बताने लगूं, इसीलिए आया यहाँ पे. I suggested him that before committing your 3 to 4 million rupees and the land on which once you construct the poultry farm, you won't be able to use for any other purpose. I suggested him that he better first rent out some poultry farm and raise few flocks, 1, 2 or 3, to figure out if this is actually the business that he wants to be in. And interestingly, when you rent out the poultry farms, they're very cheap. The capacity, let's say, of 9,000 chicken poultry farm, it would come in 3 sheds. It would cost you like 40,000 a month, and you only need the sheds for 2 months for 1 flock. So rather than committing huge sums, you could simply rent out the facility and get your flock raised and make money out of it. You know what his reply was? His reply was कि अगर मैंने ये पैसे खर्च ना किए, बिल्डिंग ना बनी, तो फैमिली में पता कैसे चलेगा कि मलिक साहब ने बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया. And what happened? He went ahead with the construction of those farms. Buildings were erected, and on the day end, he realized that he was out of cash already. He had spent all of the cash on the buildings, from which he was supposed to buy 1 day chicken, its feed and its vaccinations. And you know what happened? Since he had already thrown so much money, he started his business on credit, whereby he was depending upon the wholesalers to sell him chicken, the 1 day chicken, the feed and the vaccination on credit. Yes, he went through that flock raising, but the major chunk of profit, which was the actual attraction of that business, was taken by the people who had given him the stuff on credit, and he was left with peanuts. So he went for 3 or 4 flocks, and those sheds were shut down. Nuksan hua hai. Now, see these 2 points. Lack of experience, not realizing what are the demands, poor financial control. Yet it was not the shed, the poultry shed, that would generate cash for you. It would be the activity in that shed that is going to raise money for you. This lack of basic understanding costed that chap around 3 to 4 million rupees. And I sorrowfully still get to see those buildings. And recently he has rented them out because he is still short of cash. आपको ना भेज दें, आप वैक्सीनेशन वगैरह भी कर लेंगे, बायो का भी आपका एक्सपीरियंस है. क्लियर जी?
Yes, sir.
Weak marketing efforts. What is marketing?
Attract customers towards your product. So you generate product, commercialize.
As of today, I'm just going to relate marketing with the promotion bit. And usually that's how you tend to take it. If someone is doing marketing, usually it is assumed that we are talking about promoting the product or the service. Imagine a new car service station starting in your vicinity of your home. You know what happens? If you turn on your local cable TV channel on which various movies are running, every 10 minutes, let's say, let's call it Ali Car Wash. Every 10 minutes you are bombarded with the massive message, come to Ali Car Wash and get your car washed, and we'll take good care of your car and everything. And it is bombarded so frequently कि आप कसम उठा लेते हैं कि मैंने इसके पास नहीं जाना, because he is basically disrupting the very entertainment that I'm trying to get from those channels. So what happens is, okay, if I was to, this is a hypothetical chart by the way, if I, on the y-axis, I take the marketing efforts, and on x-axis, I take time. So for first 3 months, the marketing efforts are highest, followed by nowhere to be seen. After 3 months, they never bother sharing their message again. The very reason you tend to promote your product is what? You want the customer to be aware of the solutions that you are providing for the needs that he might have. So this message needs to be soft and not overly bombarded. An alternate strategy could have been consistency and bearable consistency, in which you do not exhaust your budgets and also you fall short of alienating your customers from your products and business. Yeah, this reminds me of a remember एक लस्सी इंट्रोड्यूस हुई थी यार, कौन सी, उमंग लस्सी थी, तरंग लस्सी थी?
So Umang.
Umang lassi. Cheeky adverts, remember those?
Yes.
The one filled with dancers and all the film stars trying to sell lassi. Taran Chai being another application of the same concept. What happened? That scheme or that promotion rather was launched in a very good time, whereby it was the summer was already on and everybody was looking for an alternate. And why not have lassi when you can switch from a carbonated drink to go for a salted or a plain or a sweet version of yogurt drink. So I went with my friends one day in the evening and we asked for that product. Enjoyed it, took another pack in a different flavor, enjoyed it, took a third pack and enjoyed it. 2-3 दिन के बाद we went again only to be told that the product was out of stock. Yes, that can happen, it's a normality. We go there after a week again, still out of stock. The production was not in line with the demand that was created. And now on one end, there were millions of rupees that were being spent on promotion. And when the customer, and the job of that promotion is to get customer from his chair to the shop asking for that product. The customer is there though, but the product is not. Tried third time and I never asked about that product again. So at times it is weak marketing efforts and at times it is the over bombardment of message that is not equated by the very supply of the product. What is strategy?
Sir, like a blueprint plan, how things will go in future.
Good.
Pattern of your planning.
Pattern of your planning, a blueprint plan of how you expect the things to turn out to be? Good. Here in management sciences, when we talk about strategy, we talk about long run.
Yes.
The moment you hear the word strategy in management sciences, you need to be very clear that this person is actually talking about a longer frame of time. At times, individuals fail to develop strategic plan. Yes, they open an outlet, turns out to be successful, but where to go from there? After the success, what to do next? So because of lack of planning, either they remain stuck, or at times they tend to take abrupt decisions which actually harms their businesses. Take example of Mia Ji Ki Dal. Been there, Lala Musa? Yeah, it took him like decades to get another outlet opened in Mandra. While any small business is trying to open up as many outlets as it can. And although everyone loves that dal, why deprive the customers who are longing for it? And there are plenty in Pindi and Islamabad. I mean, I cannot recall anyone from Pindi and Islamabad who's traveling via GT Road and he misses on that dal.
So what is the name of the brand?
Mia Ji Ki Dal. You can, by the way, I'm not paid by them, but you can try it near Mandra. They do good dal. Tried it? Strategic plan mein, you tend to figure out here, these are my milestones that I'm going to achieve. So once my first outlet is open and it is successful, what will I do next? There are so many alternatives. So this clarity comes from developing strategic plan as of what are you going to do tomorrow in various scenarios. And it takes a lot of thinking, evaluating a lot of alternatives, and again matching those with your own strengths and weaknesses to figure out what suits you better. And this is something that we are going to discuss in detail. Uncontrolled growth. Does it happen?
Yes.
An example?
Papa Gourmet, because
Oh, talk about business population. kahan se aa gayi? That's a universal truth of Pakistan. Forget that. Let's talk in the business context. Uncontrolled growth.
सर गोरमेंट बेकर्स इन लाहौर उनकी बहुत ज़्यादा अनकंट्रोल ग्रोथ है लेकिन उनकी क्वालिटी अप डाउन होती है.
Now, thanks for raising a good example. The businesses have a choice that which market segment they wish to serve. Probably, this is the strategy of Gourmet, that rather than selling premium quality products like Tehzeeb, they tend to go for relatively lower quality that can be sold to masses on lower prices. Right? Uncontrolled growth. All of a sudden, we get to hear the Nutella naan. Everybody's after it. Everybody. And the growth is so uncontrolled that everybody is already into that business. This chai that is popular these days, kya kehte hain jisko? Matka chai or tandoori chai.
yes.
Right? How do you expand the business once you reach the full capacity in one location? So again, that requires some strategic thinking. That how would you exploit the possibility of future growth in case of success? Poor location. What do you say, Ji? Is poor location a possible reason of business failure?
Yes, so like that, suppose अगर गेड़ा किसी गांव में कोई गया तो obviously people will buy.
To not undermine the gaon wale log, they tend to buy those, by the way.
They have
Oh
more
yes,
money than you.
oh yes. Just to give you a little hint, apparently if you travel toward Lahore, you may not find people who are doing their bachelor's in biosciences or MBA, but never forget that from each household from Gujarat, Gujranwala, Mandi Bahauddin, Sheikhupura, Lahore, at least couple of guys are all at least in Middle East or Europe. So the average household income there is around 150,000 to 200,000, and they've got good capacity.
To buy this.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Yes.
Do not take that because कि क्यों वो गांव में रहते हैं, they cannot buy it. It would be a clear mistake on your end. Here, let me give you a real life example of poor location. बताइए. Subway in Comsats, good example. What went wrong? कुछ देर पहले किसने आइडेंटिफाई किया था कि at times you tend to go for targeting those markets where your customer actually does not exist. Yes, Subway is a good product on face value, but the price tag that is attached to it, we'll rather eat a dirtier product than spending that much cash. Right? We'll compromise on few flies and a reused oil rather than spending 400 or 500 rupees on one sandwich. Again, it's economics. It's economics. Here, prior to my degree in Strathclyde, I served at Dean's Contemporary Designs. It's basically a network of outlets that was being run by a Pakistani entrepreneur. And the products that we were selling were the ladies' shoes and gypsy dresses. All right, so I was managing their branch that was based in Bolton. We had another branch based in Stockport, and our headquarter was basically based in Preston. I would like to share the story of selection of the location of our headquarters. So let's assume that if this is the city center of Preston, usually in cities you'll find that they tend to come up with few points, few bus stations or stops from where the majority of the routes pass. And why do they do that? To facilitate the masses. If we take example of Islamabad, for instance, Appara may be a good point from where you can take vehicles for every corner of Islamabad possibly, or Karachi Company could be another example whereby you get lots of routes. So there was a road on which there was a bus stop from which majority of the buses would pass. So my boss, while looking for location, had two choices. There was one shop that was located right behind the bus stop, and there was one opposite across the road. And this road was hardly 30 feet. The difference, the rent of this outlet that was across the road from the bus stop was 500 pounds lower than this outlet. So as a businessman, he thought that on weekends I'm going to hire some extra hands, part-time workers, because of the rush. So I'll rather go for this outlet from which I can save 500 pounds and I can spend that on the extra labor costs. Right, Ji? Perfect decision. And it went very well. Now, by 4 o'clock, we'll have flood of people coming to this bus stop, and there the schedules of the arrival of the buses are very clearly mentioned and displayed. So if your bus is going to come at 4:15, you can be sure that it is going to be there at 4:15. Now imagine ladies reaching there at 4 o'clock, waiting for buses, with 20 minutes still left to wait, and having a ladies' shoe shop right in front.
They were right there.
They used to rush there and they could not resist it. So at 4 o'clock, we would have a flood of customers coming in and generating us lots and lots of sales. And we made lots of money out of it.
तो जो साफ वाली उसमें नहीं जा सकती वो
उधर कुछ है नहीं।
These were the two choices that were available. So this was taken instead of this one, all right? Everything was going amazing until one day.
A road accident?
No. You guys are very imaginative, I would say. Competition took this shop. selling the very same products that we used to deal in
At lower price.
at the similar price, at the similar price.
Quite next to the
But
bus station.
it was that on that point we realized that how lazy the female customers could be. They won't bother crossing a 30 feet road, and rather they will keep going back to this.
Some girls
out.
hate crossing the road. Some
The fear was not there until the shop was opened.
आसानी थी ना. It was better.
Convenience was there. You know what? We had to ultimately shut this shop down. Saving 500 pounds a month, it costed us an outlet. Poor location. When we talk about retail business, which business?
retail.
What is retail business?
सर आप एक पर्सन से दूसरे पर्सन को सेल करते थे दूसरा
क्या होता है? यार retail, no, that is wholesale.
Wholesale, oh sorry.
Retail का मतलब ये है कि the businesses are selling their products to the customers that are actually going to use those products. Rather businesses selling to the intermediaries, or businesses selling or manufacturers selling the products to other wholesale dealers, and you know that network. In retail business you are basically dealing with the direct customers. So in retail business there are three important factors. Note them down, not to be forgotten ever. Location, number two, location, and number three, location. That's how important location is in retail business. Irrespective of what products that you have, if you are not rightly located, जी. Yeah, for instance, if you're doing an online business, जहाँ पे आपको warehouse से काम चलाना है, what happens is, sorry, बताएं?
सिर्फ ऑनलाइन के अलावा मतलब आपकी कहीं भी लोकेशन हो मैटर करती है डेफिनेटली क्योंकि होलसेल हो या
यार मैं आपको छोटी सी एग्जांपल देता हूँ. फॉर इंस्टेंस टॉक अबाउट पोल्ट्री. अब लोकेशन एक फैक्टर तो है ना कि वे यू सेट योर पोल्ट्री फार्म अप, बट द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ दैट इंडस्ट्री इज सो कि irrespective of where your farm is, the buyer is going to come there. ठीक है? तो लोकेशन का फैक्टर रिटेल के बिजनेस में मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि दूसरों में बिल्कुल इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है कि लेबर ब्रदर्स जो है थर में जाके अपना हेडक्वार्टर बना दे, ऐसा भी नहीं है. बट द पॉइंट इज कि it has to be reasonably located, all of the businesses. But in case of retail, the vicinity is important. The accessibility of the customers is important. But there are few exceptions. Giga Mall, कौन गया? Here, it is approximately 30 kilometers from my house. Yet, I tend to go there for buying grocery that I can easily buy from any cash and carry which is, you know, located in 2 or 3 kilometers radius of my house. Why?
The quality, quantity, space, location.
Service.
Experience. मजा आ जाता है. Experience. Giving trolley to your spouse and letting her buy whatever. Now this is something you cannot do at a Basi General Store. And that very center is actually offering you other retail options as well, from which you can buy your clothing, shoes and stuff like that. So it is more like an outing for the family rather than just buying a grocery exercise. Yes, the exceptions are now coming out. I can tell you about few cities as well. Earlier, I'm from Gujranwala. So the main business used to be in the satellite town or the model town or the main bazaars that are located in Gujranwala. But what's happening now? all of the major outlets, now they have shifted towards GT Road near Rawali, which is like 10 kilometers outside the city. Why is that popular? Rather than getting stuck in traffic, people prefer that they better go outside the city and buy the same products. So these are the new trends which are also being exploited. So location is something that is of utmost importance.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So let's suppose अगर landlord है J Dot brand है, they are EWD के road पे भी खुले हैं और Giga Mall पे भी खुले हैं. Sir, Giga Mall पे उनके products expensive नहीं होंगे because they have to pay the rent as
No,
something and
no.
EWD.
They average the things out. They average it out.
So
So there will be locations on which they may not be making lots of profit, but there are locations where they're making lots and lots of money. They may not necessarily be paying that much of rent in, let's say, in Karya, where they are charging the same prices. So in order to standardize the product offerings and the pricing, so this portfolio management is done, whereby yes, they know that at some points they tend to incur higher costs, लेकिन on average they figure it out कि हमें average cost क्या पड़ रही है और average revenue क्या generate हो रहा है.
So even the variety is different in different stores.
That is according to the taste of the customers. I mean, go to F6 Bata and go to Karachi Company Bata, you'll see a very clear difference. And why is that?
So even the price.
Why is that? Price range. Because they look into the public that resides around that location. So if the purchasing propensity or potential of the customers is less, they will tend to have that kind of variety which is cheaper. Or the areas which are posh where money is not that kind of issue, you will see premium quality products being displayed and sold. I hope that answers the question. What is inventory?
So data being on a everyday basis.
Storage?
Basically, you're listing down.
Where's the eraser gone? There it is. Inventory is basically the stock of the products that you tend to keep. For instance, if you go to grocery store, so he will not just be having 5 kg of chana and 5 kg of suji. He would usually have larger quantity, maybe bags of each of the commodities. बताएं क्या कमेंट आपका? कोशिश कर रहे थे आप कुछ स्टार्ट होने की. Inventory poses two kinds of challenges. Two extremes are possible. Either you have lots of inventory or you are short of inventory. Short of inventory की example हम लोग पहले discuss कर चुके. We have already discussed that in case of the lassi. Yes, all of the other business functions are trying to promote it, and yet because of it is being out of stock, the potential of that business is actually not being exploited in a good manner. Now that is one extreme. The losses are incurred by the company, or at least the potential profits are lost. I'll give you another example of, or another extreme, that being having lots and lots of inventory. After I did my matric, I asked one of my uncles, we used to have a shop which was vacant, and my uncle had good contacts in Gujranwala with the crockery guys who were manufacturing mugs. So I was free then, so I asked him to bring me few cartons of mugs, the saucerless cups I'm talking about. So I started that business with 4 cartons, and in 6 months it was already a wholesale shop within the local vicinity. So just to give you a clue, there were basically 2 kinds of cups that we were dealing with. First of all, these are saucerless cups. So we used to have large mugs which would cost us around 20 rupees per piece, and we would wholesale it for like 30, and the retailer will further add his cut and maybe sell it for 50 or whatever rate. The smaller ones, we would get it for 80 rupees per dozen, and we would sell it for around 100, 110, 120 depending upon the customers and the kind of business that he gives to us. So this was the average. Cost P I've already mentioned, and the revenues that were being generated, or the selling price is also mentioned. One day in hot summers, one person entered my shop and he was carrying a plastic bag containing, I assume because the noise was coming out of it, it contained cups. So he placed the cups over the shelf and he settled down and offered him water and asked him to rest for like few minutes before we could do business. So once he was back to his senses, I asked him, "Ji बताएं, क्या खिदमत करें आपकी?" He opened that plastic bag and took out 6 samples, 6 different designs of small cups. Story क्या थी? Some Colonel Saab had set up a factory for manufacturing cups after his retirement, assuming that it would be great business. And he appointed his wife as the design consultant. And she would be the one telling which designs are to be manufactured. Unfortunately for Colonel Saab, only 6 designs were selected and the inventory was loaded like anything. Their whole warehouse was filled with only 6 designs of mugs. And now they were out of cash. All of their, sorry? Almost you can say, like Colonel Saab wala case hai. Anyways, what happened, okay, now they were out of cash. They wanted to do new manufacturing for the new season, but they could not buy raw material, they could not pay the labor. And now, with that weak position and bargaining, they were trying to sell their inventory. And you know what happened? Due to their plight, not situation, it was a plight, he agreed to sell not 80 rupees. 80 rupees would be the normal price for all the
35?
rupees 35 per dozen. They just wanted to get rid of that mountain of cups and wanted to inject some money, some cash back into the business. And we did good business out of it. Inventory. Having less is a pain, having lots of it again is a misappropriation of resources. So a balance needs to be struck. So without this proper understanding of what are the optimum level of inventory that are to be maintained, experience ke alawa, you can go for some calculations as well. We have few formula through which you can figure out what level you can maintain. जी. Was needed. It wasn't needed. I came to university, and my father took care of business later on. So, मेरा दोबारा interaction नहीं हुआ उनके साथ. I really doubt. With such plight that they were. They were good. They were good. That is something I must acknowledge, that the taste of that lady was good, but the quantification of manufacturing, that was poorly managed. Again, we were talking about management mistakes. How much to manufacture is a decision that is to be done by the management. ठीक है जी?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Incorrect pricing. Someone already raised this point. Who was he or she?
Vajiha.
Vajiha? She's shocked. So who was it?
For restaurant only?
Nahi, inappropriate pricing, whereby at times you tend to go for, offering your products for very low prices as compared to what they should be, or otherwise you go for offering the products on a very premium product. Any example? Ji? Sorry? Hold on. Any example, Ji? Any instance where you felt the pricing was inappropriate? Apart from sales, Gen 1 is an inappropriated priced. How? Well, this would be your perception. I respect that. But let me be very clear on this. I'm not going to मैं कोई आपको वो lecture नहीं देना चाहूँगा इस पे. But with regards to the business strategy that the ComSats has, you are getting value for money. Take this fee or compare it with the other universities and compare the quality of education that is being given to you at this cost. I'm sure you'll be confident to spend this money again and again every semester in this university. Everyone wants free lunches in the market, but they're not unfortunately available. So what needs to be the concern is what value you are actually getting out of the money that you are spending. That I'm confident, my friend, that ComSats is a good value for money institution that gives you something in return of what you are.
Sir, but you asked for the example, but sometimes, sir, like Khadi ke jo kapde hote hain, sometimes their design is so awful and they're highly priced, and you're like, ye kaun lega?
So ये होते हैं like some dresses.
They are so like.
Are you referring to chapter 2 collection of Khadi?
Not chapter 2, but in every like volume they have certain type of designs that are not like
Now,
worthy.
thanks for raising this point. Again, you are just treating the customer of Khadi as Colonel Saab's wife. You want everyone to like what you like. The beauty of the humankind is variation, diversity, the different tastes, different preferences. And by the way, with regards to that, yes, you may be right, there would be a certain segment. ये ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि all of the items are hot selling. So there will be few items that are sold a lot, and there will be few items that they are, we call it in business terms, they are slow in turnover. But let me give you a rule through which we tend to operate these kind of operations. We call it 20-80 rule, and usually applicable in lots of scenarios. Out of the 10 hours that you sit for studying, 80% of the study is done in 2 hours. Agree karte ji?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And in other 8 hours, only 20%, or just a feeler of as of I am studying, you get that feeler. Same rule is applicable to retail as well. I already told you that I've got experience in that shoe shop. 80% of the revenue was generated by 20 to 30% of the hottest selling items that we would sell very frequently. And we'll keep a load of inventory of those items. And yet, only 20% of the revenue would come from the rest of the variety. But why would we keep that? Because if you do not have variety, people will start complaining that this business does not offer any variety. And the people will start giving up on you. They will stop coming to your setup.
A lot of people don't even go to the same shops outlet because they don't have variety. Like Bata service.
By the way, Bata is now surprising these days. When did you go there last time?
I think last month.
Last month? Go there again. I mean, they've come up with this new red label thing in which they're trying to reinvent themselves. Originally, the perception of Bata was like Yes, school shoes ke liye it's a good place, and you know you get to have that tennis ball free when you buy that pair of shoes. But now I was there yesterday, and I was surprised by the pricing that they had done. 6,000 a pair, 4,000 a pair, and this would be a price that you would not expect from Bata. So I'm sure you are up for a surprise when you visit there next time. Bata is reinventing itself, and with help of Weinbrenner, they are now in competition with Urban Soul and Hangton and stuff like that. जो जितने casual shoes वाले manufacturers हैं, उनके भी competition के अंदर now they're doing good business. They're doing good business.
They have this one section of those shoes,
Yeah,
the expensive ones.
yeah. Incorrect pricing, Ji. Usually what happens is, particularly in case of SMEs, the first thought that comes to the mind of entrepreneurs is, okay, in order to gain business, let's start selling product cheaper than competition. ठीक है जी? You analyze, figure out what is the price that is being charged by the competitors, and you say, okay, I'll charge rupee less or 2 rupees less. Thing is, particularly in case of SMEs, this may not be the best strategy.
So what is SME?
Small and medium enterprises, this may not be a good strategy. Why? SMEs, the volume of the business of the SMEs is already limited, and you do not want to drain your money further. The easiest thing that you can do in this world is to take cash out of your pocket and give it to someone else. And giving discounts is just like that. And you know what is the hardest thing to do?
Glad?
No, getting money out of other people's pocket. Pulling it out of your own pocket and giving to others is the easiest, and getting it from others and getting into and ensuring that it is in your pocket is one of the hardest things. So incorrect pricing, ji. And at times pricing is actually used as a weapon, as a strategy. For instance, hey, what's your good name? Taimur. Can you tell us what is the rate of milk per liter these days? Any idea? 120 रुपए fresh milk की बात करें, all purse कितने का यार?
Offers 120.
120? 125. Okay. Milk pack? 130. It's a little expensive.
Fresh milk is about 140, I guess.
Lucky you if you are getting it for 140 and if it is pure.
Yes,
But
yes.
usually it is retailing at around 100, 110, 120 with at least 20 to 30% composition. Anyways, here we are blessed that we are in a position to purchase fresh milk, or at least the processed milk that is considered as milk. And there is a huge segment in our country and elsewhere as well that cannot afford fresh milk. How pricing is being utilized there? Dairy Umang? Tarang to tea white, I'm talking about the milk alternatives. Dairy Umang की advertisement याद है आप लोगों को? There was a mother standing besides a window in which she sees कि जी गवाला आया है across the road, unhygienic, मिलावट वाला दूध उंडेल के दे रहा है, and then she says कि नहीं, I cannot offer this kind of product to my kids. Or out of blue, what comes out? Dairy Umang. And they never say in their advertisement that it is milk. Yet the perception is developed in a way that if this is not being taken, this product is not being taken, and the alternate is this, so people by default think that it is milk, which actually it is not. And that was, sorry?
So if that's not milk, then what is it?
You must read the ingredients. It never says this is milk. This is your assignment. Get a small pack or whatever. Go for the ingredients. Okay, what is in it there? It's not milk. So Dairy Umang was doing good business, and then comes Shakarganj Dairy Pure. Just ballpark figures. When Dairy Umang was retailing for 75, Dairy Pure introduced its product at 65. Shakarganj or Dairy Pure guys may not have made any profit in first year, given the kind of promotion that they had to do and given the discounts that they were offering. But this was the segment that was already price sensitive. They could not buy a product of 120 rupees per liter, so they switched to the 75 rupees per liter segment. And yes, why not have it for 65? So what happened? A migration was done by the consumers from Dairy Umang to Dairy Pure. And once the taste buds became acclimatized or accustomed to Dairy Pure milk, after 6 months or a year, they started raising their prices, yet kept a distance of few rupees so that the people do not switch back. So pricing can be used as a strategy, as a weapon as well, right? But for SMEs, it's the easiest thing. Oh, ji offer kar do, ji discount offer kar do. Why offer discounts? Why not bundle your products in a way in which people start seeing it as a value addition? Why not improve your customer service, for which people start coming back to your outlet for getting their products? There could be so many other ways in which you could add value to the experience of the customer, through which you can get back for the next business.
So there's a clear example. When I came to DHL like 1.5 decade ago, तो उसका pizza inn खुला था, and there was a rahat, but people they used to prefer pizza inn. उसका taste भी same था, prices भी कम थे, including the Zinger burger. But now they have raised their prices. But the people they go for rahat because the quality of food अच्छी नहीं है, food is not tasty. But it was in the beginning.
Thing is, quality. What is quality?
So food के case में
Generally, what is quality? मजा आ जाए जिस चीज का खा के. Very right. Standard. A major challenge for SMEs is maintaining quality. And that requires lots of working. जिस तरह आप लोग procedures optimize करते हैं ना, right? Tissue culture के case में I've heard someone talking that she has optimized some procedures for date palm or whatever. So once those procedures are standardized, so it can be replicated by anyone anywhere who is technically sound enough. So what needs to happen is that before you start expanding your business, first you need to ensure that those procedures and checks are in place. Because once, I go to a shop, or let's say a pizza outlet, and the pizza is amazing, I'll make sure that I take my friends next time. But what if the experience is not good enough? I'll make sure that apart from my friend, my other friends do not ever go there. So this focus on quality is something that again could lead to the possible failure of the businesses. And quality is something that we're going to discuss in detail in later lectures. Another reason for which businesses or entrepreneurs tend to fail is they are unable to make the entrepreneurial transition. Yes, one outlet has been successful where he was present throughout the day, looking after all the affairs, having having a very close eye on the subjects or on the employees who were working for him. But once he started second outlet or third outlet, he cannot be physically present everywhere. So he needs to come up with a team who he can trust. And this is the mindset that some people never learn to trust others. So that can create problems. So there can be an inability to do that entrepreneurial transition. And entrepreneurs tend to be energetic as well as the ones who dedicate authority to or delegate authority to others. They give authority, they give resources and expect their team to deliver. Not everyone carries the stamina to do so. So what happens is कि वो businesses उस तरह के output नहीं दे पाते, which was originally expected of them.
Could schools come in this example?
Sure.
Because
किसकी example दी? Hold on. Which school?
sir, मेरा अपना institute है.
What's the name? We do not know.
Sir, for कुछ schools होते हैं उसमें कुछ branches में there are like more children and the other branches there aren't, and parents aren't satisfied with the environment of the school.
The environment of the school, I totally agree. Talk about APS, I've also studied as APS in Gujranwala. Recently, I'm actually these days in exercise of getting my kid, who is 3.5 years old, to get him admitted in some school. The feedback that I'm getting is, there is only one setup of APS in Pindi and Islamabad, which is good enough somewhere near Sadr. And else, yes, there are setups, but they're not up to the mark. The quality can vary. Talk about ComSats. Right? You cannot expect the quality to be similar across 7 campuses. So there are limitations. You cannot have all the best faculty working at all the outlets. Right? So yes, the quality maintenance is an issue, लेकिन उसको manage करने के तरीके. How? You can get the staff trained from the farther branches. You can rotate them. For instance, there could be teachers going to the other campuses, conducting the same courses, and letting other faculty members sit there as well, right? Or the trainee teachers could come to the bigger campuses. Workshops हो सकती हैं. So yes, there are ways through which this quality dissonance or discrepancy could be decreased. Here I've been clearly instructed that the lecture goes through till 5:30. Yes. Putting failure into perspective. Yes, we have presented, or rather I have presented entrepreneurs as Atlas or Hercules, who are very dynamic guys doing impossible stuff, but yeah, they tend to fail. Not all of their ventures are successful. But you know what? The best part about entrepreneurs, they are not paralyzed by the failures. Rather, they reflect. They tend to think that what went wrong? What was the reason that led to that failure? And why would they think about that? So that they do not repeat the same mistake in their next venture. Yes, entrepreneurs fail, but they fail intelligently. Intelligently. They tend to make, what some लोगों ने बात की थी, कि they try to take out opportunities out of uncertainties. So yes, the failure has been there, okay, point taken. लेकिन कोई reason तो होगी ना. It could be again inappropriate planning, maybe mismanagement of resources. So next venture में the entrepreneurs can see that this mistake is not repeated again. So what can be done in order to avoid the mistakes that we have discussed? First of all, know your business in depth. Before committing your resources, go for an on-job training. Let me give you an example. A student of mine, he was from Multan, and he did his MBA. His father was a doctor. So apparently his father thought that since he was into medical and he had good relation with the pharmaceutical companies, so his kid could fit well into that business. So rather than committing all the resources, he asked his son to go and sit with someone. He did it for 2 months and told his father that he did not enjoy the work. You know what he did later on? He went for another on-job training at a sanitary store, selling wash basins, pipes, and whatnot, taps. And he loved it. And now he is one of the main wholesalers in sanitary business in Multan, rocking like anybody. Knowing your business in depth before you commit the resources. Malik Saab वाला मसला जो है वो यहाँ पे हल होता है. Develop a solid business plan. When you go for business plan development, by default, you are bound to look into how the operations will run, how the marketing would be done, how the sales would be generated, who is going to look after finances, what kind of financial commitment is required, right? So all of these things, what kind of human resources would be involved. And you try to develop theories and try to make sure that they are actually reflected in other departments as well. For instance, if you say or state in your business plan that you want to go for one-on-one selling, which requires one salesperson visiting the customer, it would mean that you are going to need lots of salesmen, right? Yes, sounds like a very great idea, but it needs to be reflected in the salary in the financial section, through which we can again figure out that if it is actually a viable option or not. तो एक जो आप वहाँ पे आप assumptions बनाएंगे various sections के अंदर, operations में, human resources में, finance में, it will get reflected in other departments as well. Everything is interconnected. So you get a chance to have a better view of the theory that you have developed, as of the plan that you are developing. Manage financial resources. One sentence I will say about it. It's not the building, it's the activity.
It's the shade.
It's the activity in the business that generates money. And we want profit, right? The focus should be on the activity. It reminds me of another example that I will abstain from telling you. Understand financial statements. There are few very basic kinds of financial statements. A good understanding of those financial statements would be good for an enhanced understanding of the whole business. I already mentioned an example of my former boss. He would sit every day for an hour or so and he would balance the accounting books himself. Yes, he had accounts guys, but he wanted to see all the numbers by himself so that he's in the grip of what he owes or what he owns, right? Uske alawa, learn to manage people effectively. This is the point that we already discussed. Yeah, we tend to take it by default that everybody is a good manager. Sorry, that is not the case. It's a skill, again, that can be developed over time and learned over time. And not to forget, keep in tune with yourself. You know your stamina. You know your taste. अब जो मैंने आपको example दी of my student, he didn't like the pharmaceutical business. He said it is a boring business. You just trade. You're just generating invoices. There's no action in it. He wanted a business where he could interact more with humans. understand their needs and complement them there and then with the product offerings. And he went for that business and he's happy. एक और मैं एग्जाम्पल आपको दूं कि not everybody, for instance, could run a restaurant. It's a very demanding business. Rice business could be a very suitable business, rice trading, for someone who is lazy and yet wants to be an entrepreneur. It would require 2 weeks of procurement of paddy, waiting of 3 to 4 months and selling that thing off. So depending upon what personality you have and what taste you have, you should look for businesses that are suitable for your personality. One little example, I'll come back to this. Manage financial resources. A friend of my father, he was also retired from Air Force. So he had this plot and some scheme here in Islamabad. So back in 2005, some property dealer called him up, telling Kiji, your price value has become like 600,000 or 700,000, and I'm ready to buy it. And that chap was more than excited because according to his assumption, the plot was still valued at around 200,000 or 300,000. And his kids would usually taunt their father by saying, "Ki ji, aapne resources to hame diye nahi, so what can we do?" So this innocent person went ahead and sold the plot and gave the money to those kids who wanted to become traders in the rice market. You know what they did? When they got the cash, they rented out the biggest shop in the Ghalla Mandi, the grain market. They spent around 150,000 rupees on a refurbishment of that outlet. Out of that, altogether 700,000 rupees. Made sure that they had comfortable seats that could revolve, glass tables and everything. And the actual money with which they were going to do business was around 400,000 to 500,000, which was peanuts. And right next to that shop, you would go and you'll find a person wearing dhoti and kurta. सादा सी जिस तरह पुरानी पटवारियों वाली outlets होती हैं ना, एक थड़ा सा बना हुआ है, and there's a small table on it with lots of registers. और ये वो बंदा है who has a credit limit of 100 million rupees with the bank to procure paddy. So, managing financial resources, this sense is important. Not everybody carries it. And that would conclude today's talk. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.